Hello viewers, I'm SP and welcome back to Endless Legend, where today we're going to try to recover from some, I don't know, some maybe slightly sketchy play on my part, just like a little tiny bit in the last episode or two. There may have been some errors, some things that were not carried off as well as they could have been. You know, if we had gotten the Tier 2 Empire plan in our first Empire plan, then odds are pretty good we would have gotten the Megapole, although, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't necessarily trust that the AI wouldn't have just bought it out a turn sooner if they had to, cause spite. And in theory, I know they don't know that we're doing it, but doesn't it seem like, I'm just saying the narrative makes a lot of sense. I'm sure it doesn't actually work that way. But we're in semi-recovery state. It sucks to lose a bunch of turns to building a wonder that you don't get, and although your time gets refunded to you in the form of dust, which we will put to good use, it's still definitely a loss. So we're working on this settler, right? I don't really want to buy the settler out because that will not leave us with enough money to have a governor for the new city, and obviously I think that's pretty important. We need to produce 9 influence in one of our cities for 10 turns. The capital is currently putting out 4 without any trouble. If we just build some Garths, that will help, because each one of them produces 2 influence just raw, without any level ups or anything. You know what, there's no sense in, I was going to say seed storage is cheap, we can buy that out, but there's no sense in doing that, because the city doesn't produce any food while the settler is building. So how much would it cost to buy out a Garth, though, if we wanted to do that? Let's say I wanted to grab this anomaly and start on the process of getting my stuff leveled up. A Garth is 409. That would get us to 6 influence per turn. If we move any people off of production of the settler, yep, it immediately... We're, right at the cusp of being able to get this done in 3. Yeah. Very much debating whether we want to spend dust. Because, the right move might be finish the settler, buy the governor, and then use the remaining dust to rush food buildings in Golquin that we didn't build because we were building the settler, and maybe also in the new city. Yeah, I think patience is the play here. It's not my usual, not how I generally get down, but I do think that's probably right. So where's my hero right now? Are you? Ah, yes, that's right. Escorting the centaur home. I forgot about this. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, then I guess maybe we'll just continue onward mode. Getting the granary done quickly is valuable. If I put everybody on food, we can maybe improve our population here a little bit faster, and then next turn citizen, and then dump everybody on industry and get the granary as quickly as possible, while also maximizing population, because gosh, we're gonna need a lot more bodies for this whole empire thing to work. We really don't even have that long until the next winter. Do we need the emeralds? No, everything's holding steady without them. I'm not going to bother for the moment. That very angry army of centaurs is following us closely. Well, I think the move is this landable? No, it is not. Okay, we're gonna have to land here and then make the run. We should be able to pull that off. What were you doing? Oh, that's right. I was gonna try to prevent Blue from settling Gadanak, but the fact is, by the time Blue could settle Gadanak, our settler will already be over there, so probably moving in troops doesn't really do very much for us. Oh. This is Forgotten. This continent has the Forgotten and the Necrophages. What a miserable place to be. Just terrible news. Terrible news 100% of the time. Cool loot, good loot. You know what? Acceptable loot. Alright, we are absolutely going to just pull back here and get to safety. What was it you wanted again? Right, for me to kill that pirate army that got spawned. Well, the fact that that quest is still active, I believe, means that nobody has killed the pirate army. Because I think if anybody got them, then we would receive credit. I was really kind of hoping Blue would get the job done, but Blue probably doesn't have any ships outside of the area where they're messing with us, because you can see they haven't captured anything else. They don't actually care about getting the ocean. They just care about me not having the ocean. The paranoia has really been ratcheted up. Quickly making it back to safety. Okay. Wasn't sure whether I'd be safe or not. And yep, here come all of the remaining neutrals. They are very badly damaged. Maybe we could make something happen here. Because like clipping them while they're damaged and then using the moment of relatively few ships to wrest control of Ontop would be pretty cool. Ontop has some pretty fun fortress facilities, rather. Awful lot of Palladian. I assume, so we have a lot of facilities that don't open until the last era, which is very interesting. Some of this stuff is going to be really good and powerful. Okay, so here's the completion of our settler. This is where we got to start figuring some things out. For example, like where I'm going to settle, because I don't actually have a plan. Okay, that is a marine, not a settling unit. I think I am going to run you just up here. Is this really another Bos region? It is. That's wild. If we took this region over and that one, we would have 7 Bos villages. We would have plus 35% food output from our assimilate. You don't see that very often. What do you think? If that other group of ships is still in range, I don't know that I love putting us up against 4 enemy vessels, even if 2 of them will definitely die in a single hit, because we still have to trade fire, right? Like we will still take damage. It is not free to knock out enemy ships until such time as you can afford an artillery ship, which is maybe a good use for some of this dust, because y'all saw before how much power we got out of having 1 artillery ship. Oh, when you purchase ships, you can put them at your fortresses. I did not know that. I didn't notice it anyway last time. So the listening post, yeah, the listening post is exactly where we would want that. That's very handy. I wonder if that's true of any fortress you control, or if it's only fortresses that are within your oceans. Okay, well, this makes this a much more compelling move, because now I could force Ontop potentially. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're also gonna have a quick look at the marketplace. Nothing's going to shift in the next turn, so I guess we can wait until the city's actually down to do the thing. Speaking of waiting until the city's actually down, sorry, my esophagus is doing that thing right now where it stops working for no reason. Where are we going to put this city? So, building off of the Black Earth just kind of into the forest seems, I think, pretty reasonable. Like if I put down right here, 12,825 or 16,830, it's probably 16,830. That's a lot of food. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, and we can make that happen next turn. I'm going to fire both of these boosters right now, because I'm gonna execute that. I'm gonna do a fast execution of that at the beginning of the next turn, just to make sure that we don't get caught off guard by the by the marine. So I do not want my settlers to get harassed. So yeah. Okay, and with the backup, let's go ahead and do this. So all we have to do is play this the tiniest bit careful. Just be a little bit smart. Now, here's one big downside. We don't actually know which reinforcement tile the artillery ship comes in on. We would hope it would be this one, but if it's this one, they have initiative and the ability to get adjacent to it, so I am going to guard it with the healthy boarding vessel. Okay, it came in on the other one. And then we ended up getting initiative first, even though it was represented the other way. Oh, right, because I keep forgetting. Even our units that are not Auriga units still benefit from that morale is initiative thing, because that's a feature of the faction, not a feature of the units. So y'all can just go into defense position, and you can actually back up and shoot. I'm sure this thing will come over here. Let's make sure that we're all huddling together. We do not have to engage in very much melee. Wow. The bonus morale was enough to make the artillery ship go first. That's actually really excellent. Little tiny numerical bonuses matter so much on the sea, because the numbers for everything are tuned so incredibly tightly. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and grab this. It was dust and pearls. Hooray. How many pearls do we need? Is it 120? Hard to say. Was I too nervous about the amount of pearls that we would be able to maintain? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. So the centaurs made it all the way over here. I was hoping we would have at least one turn, but they've put themselves in a position where we literally can't move past them without getting immediately attacked. So I'm just gonna get back in the ocean. I don't know. I'd really like to keep my centaur. Yep, so there's a forgotten settler. We are about to meet the forgotten, and they're going to be able to see Sulin across the bay, which sucks. We're going to have to worry about spy defenses here. I don't want to worry about spy defenses. That sounds terrible. I mean, should I just blow this thing up if I can? It has 79 defense to my 52 attack, so we're probably hitting for half damage, which would take quite a few hits to bring it down. And it's going to trade very favorably with my boarding vessels. So, yeah, it makes me nervous for sure. That said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if I moved here, this thing absolutely would be able to move adjacent and attack. And I think it can perform this attack, even though it's in my territory while attacking me, because I'm not in my territory while being attacked. So we have to be very careful about how we position here, but I think we can make this work. I think we can close up on top. Now, obviously, all of this stuff is only secure until the moment that we declare war. And that moment is, I don't know, perhaps not that far away. We can definitely afford to do this. Yeah, let's get some food income. We don't have a ton of time before winter, but we can take advantage of the time we have. Okay. So execute as fast as possible. It should be the case that there's nowhere that those Marines could be standing where they will project a zone of control that can stop us from getting this. Yeah, okay. Gadanak is mine. Let's go and do some pacification here. Quote unquote pacification. The wine's run out. Never stop whining. So my therapist always tells me. Okay, what do we want to do here? We have a couple of decent cultists who would not be bad plays. Influence boost 3 is obviously very good. I mean, this is going to... How much influence is that? Plus 3 per level. So yeah, this is going to pretty quickly put us in a place where we don't even have to think about our faction quest. It's just going to finish our faction quest for us. I mean, we're going to move forward with that before that has a chance to develop. But I think this is a very good buy for us. I do think that there's something of a question as to whether or not we put that hero into the capital and have Breos move to Gadanak. Just because this is the city where we're going to pursue the... well, I guess it doesn't really matter too much yet because we don't even have the skill point for the cultist that will make us get extra influence per person. Yeah, I think we'll just drop you... Oh, I can't assign because there's a battle involving the city. Well, let's handle this first. Should be pretty straightforward. I hate that it spawned a defensive unit the same turn we were approaching it, but what are you going to do? Ooh. I wish that my artillery ship was not going before the boarding vessel. Let's just huddle together for warmth. You don't go anywhere. Well, let's see here. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. But in order to shoot at you, I would have to. All right, we're going to huddle together, but also like forward a little bit. Yes, acceptable. Okay. You're going to go to here. You're going to pin this thing in place. And you're going to move to there and do work. Okay. I don't think there was a way of doing that without taking a little damage. So that's that boarding vessel that just... It seems to have come out of nowhere, sort of. Unfortunately, we are out of action point. And you can't bribe a fortress, right? Well, I think it's probably worth noting that this thing can't take the 2-unit fortress by itself, so we can probably just ignore it for this purpose. Let's just go over here. We'll start next turn by claiming this, and then we'll swing back down. And we can work on this thing the turn after. Okay, this should be pretty straightforward as well, but we do want to make sure that we are careful here not to take extra damage on our real units. I'm going to actually spread out because I don't want bonus initiative, I think. But I also don't want to give them a more functional charge than I absolutely have to. 1, 2... Okay, so this one shouldn't be able to get range on anyone. You should actually move to here. And keep in mind, these are cavalry units, technically, even though they don't behave like them. So we do get bonus damage out of our militia against them. I think I am going to let the Seekers take a little bit of damage here. Oh, that was nice of him. I gotta say, caught off guard a little bit there on this. I thought this thing's approach was for sure going to be toward the closer unit. Yeah. I should be manually commanding movement, but I also shouldn't have to manually command movement. That's how units of this type are just supposed to work. Oh, and of course the second I do manually command movement, it becomes wrong. Kind of goes without saying. I mean, I would love it if you could just back off. I don't think that you will get the opportunity. Yep. Things seems pretty focused. There we go. What was it that you wanted? Oh, right. Okay, so we're gonna either burn the village or pay them off. And I think that those are both viable options, frankly. I mean, it was free. And then we're just back in the ocean immediately. No time for the centaurs to catch up with us. We do get a turn of health regen here, which is fun. Fun and necessary, which is the best kind of fun. So, the extra expansion disapproval's hitting us pretty hard, as you can see. Even with all this stuff fired, the city can't maintain happiness. And this city has a sewer. So, we're not actually doing any damage to our happiness level by expanding. Seems like an okay time for it. Maybe we just like push population really hard. You're gonna need some very basic stuff, and I was fully intending to buy some things out in this city, but I don't know that we can afford to do that, frankly. The capital is still maintaining its high level of happiness, so that's good. Yeah, gosh, the dust situation is, it's not great, actually. Alright, let's make sure we do this thing. So we're not going to be able to bribe that village. We're going to have to destroy it and then rebuild it, which is a shame, because we don't really have the resources to be doing stuff like that. Alright, so I'm going to do this because it locks the space. It prevents blue from progressing eastward until we resolve the battle, which is a little bit of a cheat, I suppose, in terms of like the way game mechanics convert to any kind of comprehensible reality. But also, who has time to care about that? You know what? Let's finish the Garth. I can't believe that's still going to be 2 turns. Well, okay. Yeah, this is right. Remember, we'll be able to build a cargo dock here and then actually surround it and level it up, and we'll have access to lots of water. So eventually this city's going to get really powerful. We just have to survive to eventually. This is us meeting the Forgotten. Yep, no big surprises there. Okay, Avenging Army went down. That's actually just good news for me. I don't really care that I didn't get 25 titanium out of it. So yeah, they've done the thing. They're just letting us know that they have real ships and that they will ruin things for us. Okay, there's 2 boarding vessels who are not visible who have decided they are part of this battle, despite the fact that there doesn't seem to be a lot of evidence in their favor. Well, we don't actually get a choice. What we have to do is make this work. So one way we're going to make this work is by hiding in this big cloud of thunderstorms. Lightning storms, rather. Thunder not so dangerous for the boat. Lightning's going to do some work. So if I move you to here, my hope is that in their pursuit they will stop in the lightning. Yep, okay. Now, we blitz you. And I don't really want to attack that one. So I think your move is something like that. We want to stay together to maintain the initiative, right? Ugh. At this point, we kind of have to bounce. Now, what am I thinking? That's not how... It only gets to attack once per turn. Fighting bows has scrambled my brain. Okay, so we keep 1 boarding vessel. And Blue is starting to claim stuff up there. No, Blue is not claiming stuff up there. Blue is just being a jerk over here. Or, well, threatening to. Now, unfortunately, this no longer looks like an easy claim. A Boarding vessel will get destroyed if we take even a single hit, and I can't just artillery ship it. This is dangerous. There is dangers. There are 2 AI boarding vessels here, which, if there were any justice in the world, would attack the blue vessels. They will not. They will instead avoid each other to take out my fortresses. This is my prediction based on the universal laws of spite. Have y'all healed? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we certainly can't afford the attack. Yeah, 3 minor faction units. It's simply not going to happen. I apologize. We have a lot of these, like, kind of crummy battles that we have to deal with here. It's just the nature of the position we're in. And it's important that we make sure that we make sure that we're getting the best damage conversion ratio out of this. Yeah, if anything, you're gonna back off. Man, it really does suck that my militia are so slow. So this will have to do. So I would love it if we could have some militia absorb some of the attacks off of these dudes. Let's here. Hopefully they'll line up in a way that this is a sensible thing to do. Okay, yeah, I think this works out. So we drop this guy, get the big initiative boost, and then get the surround. Okay, we didn't take too much damage from the free counter there. They did not get that much extra violence. It's a burned village, which I'm not happy about. Okay, so it's turn 39. And maybe time to do this thing? I wanted to make sure we got the public library done. Where are we at in terms of costs? That is 180, so yeah, it's this. We're not even taking advantage of this thing, so... Although we may wish that we had it available in the near future. I think this is right, though. Yeah, so everybody being on influence doesn't actually help us in any way, which is to say we should really only have the people on influence who are necessary to get it to 9. Okay. We need to get a little bit lucky with this battle. I would really love to keep the boarding vessel, if possible. Oh, hey, and it's about to be eclipse time. That's potentially fun. So yeah, we do that for sure. We could, in theory, have delayed the settling of the city. I don't think that would have been the right thing to do. I think settling that city as soon as we could was probably really important. Just realized this is another situation where I don't actually want initiative. Well, they're gonna force it on me though, huh? Well, that being the case, then we may as well get the attack and defense bonuses from our morale. Yep, shoot at the absolute maximum possible distance. Excellent. And that means, hopefully, this thing will go down without dealing any damage. Awesome. Alright. That is another ocean region claimed. Lots of resource income off of that one. Now, what do you want? Right, you wanted me to capture this thing, and the quest from the listening post was... Did we have a glow over it, but I think that's just the glow from... Yeah. Oh, right, because I searched it once, and it spawned the units, and the bad thing happened. Well... There's a question of like, do I think I can get it? Do I think it's worth it to try to get this ocean region? Or should we attempt to take this one instead? What if we could get a third ocean region? Wouldn't that be fun? This one has adamantium in it. That's diversification of our resources. Also more wine, which is always useful. Maybe it'll have easy quests. Okay. They would like to do fire ships to us. Now that we have... Sign a peace treaty in the next 10 turns. Interesting. Now that we have an artillery ship, fighting a bunch of fire ships is less terrifying. In fact, artillery ships are really, really good against fire ships, at least some of the time. It sort of depends. There are some factors, but it can be a very valuable battle. All right, let's definitely position for these. You actually probably want to split up. I'm gonna get our hero back on land here. Did I do that right? Yeah, you're the hero. Yeah. And you, honestly, I think I'm still sending the Centaur home. That is okay. So it's just transport ships, but it is 4 transport ships against my 1, which is to say you are probably going to kill me. We'll get some extra movement when the eclipse starts. Hopefully that'll be enough to run away. Speaking of extra movement, I probably want you to quickly run back to cover. Alright, the cities are building things that matter. We are desperately in need of some income to help just, like, make space. We have 12 grass silk with grass silk income. We're not going to make it to 30 in the next 10 turns, though. Not quite. Yeah, there's nothing we can really do about that. That's a shame. Well, I don't know that it makes sense to do anything other than continue on, though. Yeah, so let's do that. I guess the unit it makes the most sense for me to be paying attention to here is you. Because now that you have 2 extra points of movement, I may be able to get you far enough away from here to survive. Oh god. Neutral vessels as well. It's all, everything's going sideways. Where are these boarding vessels even from? Maybe there actually is a fortress in this region? I had thought that there wasn't, but perhaps a mistake. 12 turns until winter. So it's really hard to say how long this eclipse will be. I don't know if it makes sense for me to come down here and grab these 2 ruins, or if I should have just gone north. But I guess, actually, Brown's probably going to steal a bunch of the ruins north anyway. Yeah, this is probably fine. Okay, so we got 60 dust and also 60 dust. Honestly, pretty great. Extra move speed for the army. Extra levels, critically important. We're actually going to get the one next to the capital this time. Okay, a fancy crossbow. Actually a pretty good find. And then, yeah, we're headed down here. Okay, just as I thought, a ton of enemies are going to show up. Basically without question. And there's no universe where it is safe for us to, like, try anything over here. So yeah, I think we've probably hit the end of what we can wrangle with the ships that we have here. But honestly, it's not bad. It's not a bad start. I wonder. Maybe we could get Trode. The problem with getting Trode... Oh, hey. Look who it is. The problem with getting Trode is that when we declare war on blue, and that's not an if, it's a when, we are going to find, I think, that it gets capped away from us basically immediately. Alright, go over here and grab this. A pirate ship in Antab has 20 adamantium for me. Damn it. I don't need I don't need more pirates in Antab. That is not the shape of the problem I am having right now. Here, let's do this. Okay, only 2 turns on that build. The what do you call it? The thing is helping. Is that really... Gosh. Yeah, there's cliff everywhere except on this tile, which can't be stepped in. Okay, well we're gonna have to sail around basically all the way to Suland. Not how I saw this going. And we bought ourselves a little bit of time to bleed. It's not what you want to be doing with your time, but I suppose sometimes it is what you have to be doing. And our faction quest is moving forward slowly. Somebody else has 30 units at the same time. Blue pulled that thing. We at least know that it's not blue with the 30 units at the same time, because if it was, then we would have received explicit information to that effect. Do I even want to fight for... Yeah, we should. Why don't you just not even join? So yeah, they have more initiative. We're guaranteed to let them go first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we will have range. And in fact, it makes sense to do this, right? Because you're going to end up here. Yeah. We can give ourselves maximum possible distance. Moving into the fog bank is smart. Not quite sufficient. The thing about artillery ships is they got all this artillery. So we're thinking about maybe making a move here. I think what I will do for you is just garrison you. Let's just get some repairs done. You get to check this. 60 dust. Do I want to cross Blue's... The Blue has not closed their border to us yet. But they did build around the ruins, so we'd have to hang out in their territory for some time, which may not be a safe thing to do. I'm gonna grab the 8 pearls here. It's gonna cost us effectively a turn of traversal, but it's probably worth it. How's Zoyos doing? It's about halfway to level 6. Oh, how I wish I could get out of the water. So yeah, it turns out there totally is a fortress here. Oh, this is the region that I was pretty sure had no fortresses. Apparently this region does have one. I mean, we could go chat with them, but we know there's a ton of hostiles in that region, so it's not like we would hold on to the fortress, which does make that a little bit less compelling. I guess there's just not really anywhere else for you to go, though, huh? Alright, I think I am going to try it. Let's move in here partially. I'm debating whether I want to actually stand adjacent to that city or not. I think what I'm going to do is stand here. You have 30... Okay, so it would take us 3 turns of standing here to pillage this. I don't think that's the thing we want to do right now. Capital's got some stuff finished. think I am going to build the sewers because we're going to have a couple of luxuries run out that we don't have replacements for. And it's pretty important that the capital stays happy, all the way happy. I'm also going to buy this. Now that we have a little bit of money to work with, I think that's probably pretty important. And then, of course, we'll build a mint. Okay, so yeah, before anything else happens, this is where my attention is at. Sadly, we couldn't enter in a movement command to be auto-executed here because we still had a point of movement that we really didn't want to spend. So we have to do this in kind of a clumsy way. But then get out of there before they have a chance to do a reprisal. Cool, 80 dust, very much worth it. Could you maybe get on my side of the border? You know, where I clicked. Thank you. So it's all about the listening post. And it looks to me, without knowing for sure, it looks to me like there's probably not another fortress in the region. So I think capturing this second thing... Oh, hi. Okay. Wildwalkers. Howdy. There is another fortress. Damn it. Things will not be quite as easy as all that, it turns out. Do I want to have them just... Yeah, I guess just group up. At the very least, this will reduce the amount of logistical dust we're paying out for the turns, so that's something. Now, unfortunately, you just don't have another ruin to pursue. I guess this. Yeah, let's try to go for that. I am going to talk to them, even though we would just lose control of this thing immediately if we got it. The reward for doing so. Okay. Give them a bathysphere. Ain't that always the way? And there was nothing in that ruin. Ain't that similarly frequently the way? Okay, well, we're gonna get our centaur back home at least. That's fun. So... Pretty fast on the ocean. Might be the better play to just get in the ocean and try to make it like over here. Because obviously we can just snap the hero back home instantly, so... The other play is this landmass. You know what? Let's just go find out, shall we? This could be a very good time for it, right? Do I just keep building? This city can take another one of these without losing another approval level, so... Yeah, it's extra resources, why not? Let's prep for the thing that we know is eventually coming down the pipe. Now, closing our borders to blue. Costs 100. Okay, so we'll have it real soon. This city doesn't need quite so many people on this. But yeah, next turn I think we're going to do a formal closing of our borders that will actually stop them from settling past us. They won't even be able to sail around because of our borders. Also, these ships will get forced out to this side, I think, which is funny. Okay. So, we got the monk design. I'm going to grab us alchemical alloys. I don't know. Maybe this is unrealistic. Maybe we're not in a place where we can pull the attack off. I certainly don't have many troops. Are we really at 7 already? I guess attacking the empty cultist villages has counted. And we have harassed both of our neighbors extensively. This is a very powerful item. It's just also very costly. So it was purple who got to 30 units. Purple is the necrophage? Yeah, makes sense. That's a real shame. Those necrophage units are going to regenerate very quickly. I don't want to have to deal with that. Yeah. All right. It's like alchemical alloys versus like maybe imperial highways. Start generating trade, which would really help with our money problem. But it doesn't help with our money problem for quite some time, right? We have to get a couple of these buildings built, and then we start generating trade routes, and like it'll be good when it's good. But I'm gonna do this. We're gonna maybe try to build some units. Maybe that's what you should be doing right now, actually. So let's talk about our new friend, the monk. The monk's pretty cool. Monk's a flying unit. It's very fast moving. You can see. Has the standard shifter nature trait, and then also shifting rage. So this is the cool thing. In light form, it's kind of a weird, hard to use ability. Each consecutive counterattack increases their defense and damage by 20%. And when the monk attacks, when the monk counterattacks, it deals damage to the target and opponents in a cone. It strikes outward in a cone, and the length of the cone is determined by the number of consecutive counterattacks it has performed. That's extremely hard to use on purpose. Your enemies have to really help you out with that. In dark form, it triggers instead on consecutive attacks. Much more manageable, and it increases attack and damage instead of defense and damage. Dark form monks are just an absolute nightmare. They're terrifying to behold, especially when they are equipped with the right weapons, which is probably not the... Well, all we have are two-handed swords and spears. I thought this was a spear. Looking at it, it sure looks like a spear. But yeah, I think we do want to be sword monk. And then like it would be cool if we had the ability to survive getting attacked. So, just for comparison, let's deck you out in level 2 gear as well. I do think we are in a sword and shield kind of place. Building a seeker at this tech level is 204 industry. Building a monk at this tech level is 207. So, pretty good overall. They are a lot more fragile. You see 72 defense on 146 health versus... Actually, they're not, huh? I was remembering them as being much more fragile. They're certainly slower. They kind of seem like they're just vastly superior units. Interesting. I mean, I sort of remembered it that way, but it wasn't just because I wasn't remembering it that way because the numbers were better. I was remembering it that way because, like, you know, the thing they do is way cooler than the thing the Seekers do. Okay, yeah, if it turns out that they're just the best unit to use all the time, then hell, let's use them all the time. Is there any other movement that needs to occur with great alacrity? Your thing is already queued up. We'll move you across here real fast. Just making sure that we're not going to get caught with our pants down as far as the beginning of the turn goes. I am not going to press this retrofit button because we'll run out of money immediately. So we're preparing for a conflict with blue. Will this actually work out? Is this a good idea? I have no idea. No plan, head empty. We'll see what happens. First, we're going to have oh, never mind. First, we're going to have a nice combat. I was going to say chat. Ululani Rowie gets to do this thing. It's good for your city. Every time I say Ululani Rowie's name, it comes out like a little song, and I want you to know that that's not something I'm planning to do ever. It just comes out that way. Get 8 population in one of your cities. Well, okay. What a bad ruin search result. Like that's not what I want. I don't want a small amount of influence at all. That's just a damn guardian in my territory. It does remind me though, close borders. Absolutely not. Absolutely do not walk through here. Okay, let's get a couple of monks built. Let's try to have some kind of actual functional force here. Yep, your job is to hide in the back while the artillery ship does all of the hard work. What a surprise. Problem solved. Yep, now we get attacked by the quest army, which is considerably more dangerous. So hopefully we can quest our way out of this. This is a problem, but it's not a guaranteed catastrophe or anything. And remember, these ships move a lot slower than we do. So, for range, from right here, I get to attack first. Okay, I think it's very important that nobody move anywhere that they are not explicitly told to move. We have to manage this battle very carefully. Okay, so I want you to move to there. Have you move to here. Got to try to maintain our initiative advantage as we do this. So now this thing gets to hit us no matter what we do. So we have to decide, is it acceptable to take that shot on the artillery ship? And I think the answer is yes. I think the way I want to run this is like this. Let the artillery ship take one shot. We'll take one turn of being on fire damage as well. But, oh, and then we will actually fail to get the job done. I have to admit, I did not foresee that. I mean, like, I know how artillery ships work, but still, I thought our math was better. Repair the bathysphere by bringing it to Tunnel. Okay. Well, that's doable. Don't go anywhere. That's what I was afraid of. They're going to make us do a... Yeah. They're going to make us do a battle. I thought we had received a quest from this place already. Okay, we'll pass this over here. The fact that this is red makes me nervous, because, like, it is probably the case then that red has ships, right? That's not a thing they captured with just nothing. Let me go ahead and take this. Yeah, I figured this one would be that. It really is, like, the difference between the normal function of an artillery ship and its function when it's fighting something adjacent to it. Really is, it's phenomenal. Once again, we're going to be extremely cautious with our movement. Just manually enter everything. But this one shouldn't be a big deal. There's a chance it'll survive, because it's got a lot of extra defense. Nope, never mind. Okay. Now maintain control of the fortress for 8 turns. Probably we will not bother doing that. Probably we'll just take these things by force. This one's going to be the same, right? It's going to be bring this thing here, then wait some time, then... And we have to deal with the fact that blue is going to try stuff, right? I guess for this turn, though, we can just shelter. And take a second here, get some repairs, and then figure stuff out next turn. Okay. The poor yellow submersible. So I don't know exactly. This is probably just going to get warped out to here, I think. And as much as I want Gadnak to also produce units, I think we have to get one more wine extractor up because we are now below replacement rate on the wine, and then we got to get this sorted. But everybody's generating, you know, population and stuff, and there's a lot of good going on here. Okay, that's a force that's large enough to be dangerous, and they did just search the thing we wanted, so I think our move here is just going to be to okay, please don't ignore my orders. Just go this way. I think our move here is going to be to grab this and then bail. Just as fast as we can. Yeah. Alright. We're not going to be able to do anything about Khazar, and that is a shame. You have time. We'll figure stuff out on the turn. Okay, so I think we're ready to press forward here. Interesting. That marine got pushed out the wrong direction. Because I believe what it does is it just moves you the shortest number of tiles, sort of like as the crow flies. Okay. Everybody back home. Everybody home again. Okay, wait 2 turns. That's not so bad. We met somebody. Ah, okay. Can I see where we met them? Oh, they got something close enough to our fortress finally to see us. Well, so now that we have a little bit better picture of the world, out of curiosity, okay, green and purple are at war. It's an interesting war because I think it's pretty bad for us if either of the parties are clear victors. What we really want there is like a long conflict that drains them both of all resources. And unfortunately, that's just kind of not how that works, right? One of those players is a necrophage. A long, drawn-out conflict is definitely in their favor. Is that... Okay, there's no sparkles, but it looks like that's also a land tile, so I guess we don't really know yet. 2, 3, 4... Alright, I'm going to move to here just to guarantee that I can't get surprise attacked, and we'll figure out what to do with that afterward. Everybody here is more or less safe. I think I'm gonna run the centaur up to the capital before I garrison. Oh right, and Gedenak doesn't actually have Ozek in it. Okay, well that's the thing to. I never did actually, you know. It's fine. It's not a big problem. Yeah. So, is it worth holding for 8 turns? I'm a little worried about there being 3 units in this fortress, but we definitely saw 2 boarding vessels sailing around here earlier, and then they came close to this fortress, and then when we met them again, they only had 1. So it could be the case that this is just the 2 boarding vessels the fortress had initially, plus the 1 from the Wandering Navy. I don't know why they would do that, but that does look like what they did. You know what? I am going to spawn you out, because you could just grab this. If we're not going to fight, we can at the very least be getting sea ruins. Yeah, cool. Great. Excellent. That's a good one. Probably just let Red have this stuff, but I think we're going to get Trode, which is cool. Who doesn't like to get Trode every now and then? Don't worry, you can tell me. I'm not a cop. Probably let Perusk go as well. I don't want to deal with the neutrals over here, and green actually has a navy and it's 1 fortress. Yeah, I think we can do it that way. So, alchemical alloys in 2, huh? I have such hopes. We'll see if they end up being in 100% completely in vain. We are still bleeding money really badly, and I don't really have a solution to that. Did we... we never... Well, all these villages are converted right now, I guess. I was going to say we never actually pacified this stuff, but probably what I'm seeing here is more evidence of conversion than anything else. I guess go ahead and grab this just because it's more XP. But then come back here and we should at the very least keep an eye on the brown villages, and if the armies are gone, we should burn them. Okay, they just want colonization, which is a thing we should probably think about. Like, to be fair. Build another one in 2 turns, huh? I'll take that. So, obviously, what I'm thinking is winter timing for the war. Winter hits, we claim Naklaran and Zighor like quickly, and if Mapal, you know, if it can happen, would be pretty cool if it happened. I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and reset here. All right, let's go check and see if there's a ruin over here to search, or maybe another territory, potentially full of ruins. Well, at least somewhat full of ruins. What are you? Oh, lice. Okay, yeah. Would not want to fight lice with just my hero. That would be a bad time. Okay, we're not going to do that either, actually. I'm so tired of quests as ruin rewards. So we can see this is a coast. This comes to an end. I don't know. Come down here, and we're probably getting close to the point where we just warp the hero back. But we've done some good XP gaining. A lot of good work has been done here. Where are you in your skill tree? You're about to pick up plus 12 attack on all units, which is cool. Yeah. All right. 3 turns until the faction quest moves. And at this point, we could pull another person back. We probably are fine to do that. Okay, building population growing through food. I mean, our empire's a little bit smaller than I would like it as we're approaching turn 50, but it's honestly not that much smaller. It's not that bad. The war really is raging, huh? It looks like purple's gonna win. That's my read. But we can only see the edge, so. So one thing we do have to do is keep an eye on Blue's ships, because they're going to inform how we have to behave over here quite a bit. I may as well talk to you. Maybe you'll give me some fun stuff. Give them 100 dust. I actually will not do that. No, thank you. Look at all of this turbulence. The Breath of Atmos. Okay, a new kind of satchel charge. So this is, satchel charges are a submersible weapon, I believe. Submersible only. Or is that right? Hold on, maybe... What is the other weapon type that goes on the boarding vessel? Okay, no, that's what the satchel charges are. There's the boarding spikes, which we're currently using, and these. So 2418. Yeah, it's an upgrade for sure. Just a tiny little bit. Okay, I think we're maybe gonna actually make use of that. That's a pretty cool find. And Blue sure does look like they're massing up to cause trouble. We're basically healed. I don't think we can afford to wait. I think we need to seal this up now. Or maybe next turn. Let the submersible get in here and join up. It's not necessarily an amazing combat unit. I think the strategy is still definitely going to be very focused on our friend, the artillery ship. But yeah. Okay, so let's put you in the garrison for the moment. And then, like, y'all can maybe sneak out here and do some damage. Yep, so we did that. There's a Skyfin in Parian, which is very far away. We definitely need to keep these running just for the approval. And should I fire the Grass Silk? No, you're still here. Ooh. No. What we need is a Khazar. As ever, what we need is some kaiju. Please don't attack me first. Okay, into water. 3 turns. I don't know if we're going to make it because I don't know what 3 turns means. Well, no, we're going to make it either way. I don't know if it means that they go down on the 3rd turn or they go down after 3 turns. But actually, we're going to make it no matter what because it's 1 turn to get to here and then 2 turns to get to there. Even if the eclipse ends and we lose our movement bonus, I believe that'll still be true. But also, wouldn't it be cool if the eclipse didn't end? All right, let's step out here and have a peek. Looks pretty safe. So we'll come back around this side. One medium health or medium stat centaur is rated as roughly the same combat strength as our entire force. And honestly, I don't necessarily disagree. Lightform Seekers, just not good units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's fun. It doesn't matter a huge amount because we're obviously we're going to get double attack no matter what. But I can make sure that we're getting to fight while charging, so we're at least nuking its offense. Okay, I appreciate that you're all trying to be fancy. I think probably the smart thing to do is to just do this. If you... Oh, actually, no. We ended up being so damn fast. Okay. Right. You know, Alaye stuff. We were just way faster than I was predicting. Actually, hold on. If we can do this, it's probably better we approach like that. All right, get him. So you nuke his attack. Then you go in. Yeah, all right. It's not amazing, but it'll work. So you step around. We just sort of like we execute this whirling storm attack. Is it silly? Sure, objectively. Is it effective? It's also sure. Sure in the sense that, like, I don't know, I think so. It's like when you ask somebody, hey, is your plan gonna work? And they're like, sure. You know, probably. Who's to say? Is the answer to that question. Did I not key in a movement correctly? I think that you should fall back. And when I say fall back, I mean, hold on a second. I guess actually, let's do it like this. And then you could just be like here. Let's let the one who hasn't taken any damage take a little damage. Wow. Okay. It would be totally sick if we could actually kill the enemy now. Okay. The amount of work it takes to burn a village these days. Just absurd. Let's go not into... Don't really want to go toward a bunch of Gorin, but I also don't want to go into friendly territory where we don't heal. I will just have to deal, I think. Actually, I could put the whole army in the garrison here. They'll heal up there. Oh, except I should not put the whole army in the garrison. I can put you two in the garrison. And there will still be room for this unit to finish getting built. Yeah. And you could just deal with the fact that you're not getting HP right now. Okay. Let's do one more turn, shall we? Let's close up the Trode saga real quick here. Because I'm really worried that otherwise shenanigans will occur and I will not get my Trode. I will not get my Trode on. And what a terrible outcome that would be, yes? I'm sure everybody would be heartbroken. Okay, so... the eclipse ending. Alright. Not ideal. I did want to maintain some of those buffs, but fine. Like I said, I think we don't need them. Uh-oh, did I... Mine. A new Urkin has emerged. Chaka, on the border of a place we're not in. Oh, no, that's actually very bad. Well, shit. So here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it actually is going to matter whether that means I leave in 2 turns or I leave after 2 turns. Because we lost just enough movement to not make the... Oh, no. Oh, no. And of course it's going to work the less good way. That's how it always works. Yep. Never not drunk. The SB story. I'm not going to make these build decisions. These are next time decisions. Hello. Be cool if they finished that. Yeah, let's do it. Low-level boarding vessels. Should be a walk of cake. What is this? Okay, yep, I kind of figured. Alright, so 1 shooting. Yeah, good. Alright. You're gonna do that. You're gonna stay close. You're gonna help to stay close. We'll see how this goes. They're close enough that they can actually do something. Okay, but they choose not to. Don't y'all go anywhere. Okay. Gosh. The work you can do with an artillery ship is really... It's really something. Is that space... That space... Oh, I mean, it's a... Sorry. The submersible is weather immune, so it doesn't actually matter what kind of shape that's in. Now, the thing that would be best for us in the long term would be to snipe this boarding vessel fleet now and force them to pay for the rebuild. I don't know that I believe that we will, though. If we were to attack them, this is 600 HP of boarding vessels, and I know our artillery ship hits hard, but... Would it be hard enough? Maybe. That's a decision we can make next time. Yeah, in fact, all of this stuff is decisions we can make next time. So I think I've given us a position, a footing, if you will, to do a very profitable violence, if not necessarily a glorious violence. But I am a little worried about how the naval combat's going to unfold. Anyway. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Fingers crossed on this Urkin. The Urkin would help a lot with the city sieging. And I think if we get that, and we're able to surprise them enough on Nakloran and Zighor, which we have 5 turns to prepare for before winter, I think this could go down really well. Or it could be the case that they already have their holy resource all bound up in their weapons, and they're just going to completely annihilate us in a humiliating hail of fire. Come back next time to find out, I suppose, and we'll see you then.